This is Tendril. Tendril is a local first workbench for working with Sanity datasets. To start with, let's connect it to a Sanity dataset. I'm going to paste in the connection details for a plants project that I've been testing with. It's about 1,000 JSON documents that describe plants. You can see that Tendril has already cloned this dataset, stored it offline in IndexedDB, and we're ready to work with it. So I can open documents in tabs, and I can create splits, and I can fuzzy find like you would expect in your editor, and I can create changes here and save them. So you may be thinking, that's 1,000 documents, that's nice, but I have a serious Sanity project. So I'm going to reset the app state, and I'm going to give it the connection details for Test Studio. This is the project that we use for testing Studio, and it's a bit bigger. It's got about 1,000, not 1,000, it's got about 50,000 documents in it. And you can see that it's immediately started cloning the dataset. Because the process took more than about 2 seconds, we get this nice progress bar, and you can see, yeah, 51-ish thousand documents here are being cloned. While this is going, I can open documents, I can fuzzy find documents as well. And there we go. There's our entire 51-odd thousand documents cloned locally to IndexedDB and ready to work with. Here's this one about Jupiter's moons. I'm going to bring across Sanity Studio. This is connected to the same dataset. Let's find this document here and open it up. And let's make a change while we're online. You can see that change immediately propagated through, but that isn't any fun. Let's switch off the network connection for the web browser. So I've just switched off network access for my web browser. If I reload Studio, you can see the network's gone away, but Tendril still works. If I reload Tendril, almost immediately the 50-odd thousand documents are rehydrated from IndexedDB. My transient app state, like the tabs that I had open, is rehydrated from IndexedDB, and we're ready to work, even though we're offline, because Tendril buffers any mutations that are made to IndexedDB before it submits them to Content Lake. So if the user's connection temporarily goes away, if Content Lake temporarily goes away, work that we do here will be flushed to Content Lake eventually. So I'm going to say from Tendril offline and save this. For the user, it seems like this just worked, but we know that Tendril isn't connected. Tendril is offline. Your changes will be saved when you reconnect. So let's reconnect. I've just given the browser network access back, and in a moment Tendril should realize that the connection is back, and then it should perform the sync process. It should flush any pending mutations from IndexedDB to Content Lake. As you can see, Tendril is now online. Let's reload Sanity Studio and let's see. Yeah, so our change that happened when we were offline has been flushed. There's one more thing that I want to show here. So I'm going to reset Tendril state, and I'm going to connect again to our plants dataset. And I'm going to add one more setting here, and this setting is called agents.providers.anthropic.token. And maybe you can guess what this will do when I save this. So our dataset has been cloned, but also we have a new button in the UI. Let's just move this Studio away, and let's open this agent panel. So here, Tendril, you can see, has like an AI assistant built into it entirely. Can you hear me, assistant? So Tendril connects at the moment just directly to Anthropic to power this assistant. And the assistant never connects directly to any Content Lake APIs. It takes advantage of the command architecture that powers Tendril. These commands will get mapped automatically to tools that the assistant can call headlessly to get information about the dataset, to change the dataset locally and have those changes saved. It can also do things like open tabs for us. So I'm just going to ask it, are there any plants in the data set that look like they might be poisonous to cats. Tendril is going to begin incrementally reading the documents from the local dataset clone, and it's going to see if any of these look like they might be poisonous. So here we can see it's streaming its response, and it's found some, and we could now say, like, can you open this one in a tab because I want to take a look. And it can also control the local interface. It can open things for us. It can control the editor. Let's just do one final thing. I'm just going to connect Tendril to my personal site, which I use to track my favorite music. So let's change the connection here to my personal site. You can see there's mostly music in my personal site. And I'm going to open the agent assistant again, and I'm going to create a new thread. And I'm just going to ask it, are there any Queens of the Stone Age adjacent artists missing from the dataset? So to answer this, the assistant needs to incrementally read through all of the artists in the local dataset clone. And then it needs to figure out whether any artists that it knows are adjacent to Queens of the Stone Age are missing from that list. So let's see whether it can do it. It's calling tools that Tendril exposes to it. It's listing all of the artists that are present in my data set, and now it's looking for artists that it knows aren't in there, and it's given me this nice list. Here's Caius. I quite like Caius, so I'm going to say, can you create an artist document for Caius? Use other artists documents structure, but populate with Caius's data. Open in a tab. Don't save it yet. I want to review what the agent's going to do. So let's see whether it can create a document for Caius. And here we go. So we have this new unsaved buffer in Tendril for Caius. The agent has populated it with the Apple Music URL that it knows about for us. And we're ready to create it if we save this. What I think is quite nice about this architecture for the agent is that we could, you don't have to use Anthropic. We could use like a totally local LLM model if our platform provided one, or we could use like a tiered strategy. So if the network connection goes away, we could switch from using Anthropic to the local model. And because all of the communication is mediated through Tendril's local first data model, it just works. So why did I build this? Like I've often wanted to edit JSON documents in Sanity directly, and Studio doesn't have a way to do that. And I wanted to explore new architectures, offline first architectures that we could potentially bring to Studio and other apps to improve the user experience. I wanted a way to play with effect for composing applications, and then I accidentally made this agent as well, which was quite fun. So I hope you find this interesting, potentially useful. You can use this deployed application today, or you can look at the source code on GitHub.